not much of a singer. I sing. Well, actually, I do world tours in my bathroom.
Yeah, that's
In my
really
bathroom, you know.
I'm.
That was good.
Fun fact: me and Prime Frank Ocean are like right there.
That's what I'm saying.
I say
like,
Prime Frank Ocean because he's dead now. He hasn't put in an album out since 2016, and he's
He
never
hasn't
going
even
to.
gone out of his house since 2016.
What's up, Hills Youth? Welcome back. We got my boy Alex on the Hills Youth podcast today. What's going on?
Nothing much, just chilling.
Just chilling.
Glad to be here.
Glad to be here. Glad
Thanks
you're
for
here,
having me.
man.
Thanks for
Glad to
having
hear.
me, guys. Thanks for having me.
No, glad you're here.
Over in the corner, we got
Bryce.
Bryce.
What's up,
that's your
guys?
name. Forgot that. Zeke over
Zeke.
here. My man Graham, and my even more man, because I'm my own man. Everybody knows that. Alex. So, Alex,
What's up?
what is up, dude? What do you want to say to the audience right now? They're staring you deep in your eyes.
Which camera can I look at that camera?
Look at that camera. Yeah, absolutely.
The only camera.
No, we have 4.
Oh, we do?
Yes. So that one, and that one.
I guess what I want to say to the audience right now is listen to jazz. Listen to jazz.
Listen to
Awesome.
jazz.
That's my
Great words of advice.
that's my statement.
Are you
Listen to jazz.
Are you by chance Sebastian from La La Land? You've seen that movie, right?
Of course.
Okay, I'm just checking.
See, I actually love that movie because I think it tells a really beautiful narrative about what love is,
I would agree
or
with that.
the quote unquote the storyboard book of love, right? I believe love is French, right? That's kind of a weird statement.
Okay.
Weird statement. I know, right?
baguette.
Okay, all right. Where's this
Escargot.
going? with?
So when you watch that movie, you realize like love is a choice. You know, love it can be this very big, grandiose thing where you're dancing with them, you're singing, and that's all that. And that's the idea of it, right? Do you guys remember that scene when he's playing the piano and it cuts out and I think it was the planetarium scene.
Yeah.
And they're dancing and it's like this big in the stars moment. I think at the root, that's what love is. It's
Yeah.
you and that person dancing in space, right? Because it's all about you. There's no time.
Yeah.
There's nothing. So when that movie came out and I watched it, I was like, this is beautiful. This is so beautiful. So,
Y'all have seen this movie, right?
No.
my gosh.
Oh.
No.
Shame on you guys.
Ooh.
Shame.
I'm not.
All right, listen.
I'm a very picky person about
Alright.
musicals.
Okay, you have to understand me. 'Cause
High School Musical.
There's nobody on earth who hates musicals as much as I. Cannot stand them. I think they're the worst. And La La Land is one of the greatest cinematic masterpieces of all time. Has either of you seen Whiplash by chance?
No.
Beautiful movie.
Amazing
Great
movie,
movie.
same director. Yeah, no, you guys are just objectively in the wrong. So I'm gonna paint you a picture here, just for the audience who may or may not have heard this movie as well. So you're following an aspiring actress and a jazz musician who's an aspiring club owner. And so that's why I was making the comment earlier. Are you by chance Sebastian from La La Land? Because he's, everybody should listen to jazz. So we have
You have to.
these two people, and they fall in love, and it's beautiful. And, I don't even know if I can describe this movie. I don't think I can do it justice. I don't think I should. I think it's my responsibility to not describe this movie. Go watch the movie.
I'm gonna.
guys.
You know what? You're right. Go watch the movie. Form your own opinions about it, because Graham watched the movie. I watched the movie. We probably took different things from it.
Yeah.
So watch the movie.
It's a horror
Watch-
movie, by
watch
the way.
movie.
It's definitely a
So,
horror movie.
It's
a horror movie.
it is a slasher
Horror
movie.
movie.
Great slasher.
Well, that's
Um,
interesting.
Bryce, I'm going to undo some crimes we talked about
Oh,
last
boy.
podcast, if you caught it, that I may or may not have let Bryce come over and went to the gym and watched Fight Club. I'm undoing that. I am healing the world today. We're going to watch
Oh.
La La Land soon, bro. I'm going to have you over for a lift, and we're watching La La Land. Zeke, you're welcome to come too, bro.
All
Awesome.
right. Sounds fun.
Sure.
I would like to point something out, though, that I feel like both of you were kind of just describing as you were watching La La Land. From like from what I was getting from the both of you, music has a way of like representing feelings and representing
Oh yeah,
ideas.
absolutely.
And Alex, I know that you're a musician. How do you take that?
What a great what a great question, because so it's my philosophy that music is life. And this is just my opinion, but I think music is by far the best thing we've ever created. It's our greatest it's humanity's greatest accomplishment simply because of its power. Right. We all could listen to music, get pumped up, get a little sad, happy, or maybe if you're like driving down the road late at night and you're going to listen to maybe some more chill music, right? That's the power of music.
Yeah.
It can be medicine, it can be this just overwhelming sense of power. And I think, there's music that we've created, that we as people have created. It wasn't like this, let me use AI, let me copy and paste this, and this. It's not how it works. Because you could listen to music, I could listen to music, and we could create totally different things.
Yeah.
And then from that, look at the vast options that we have when it comes to music, right? There's jazz, there's classic, blues, country, there's opera, there's folk, there's and beyond that, there's subgenres, right? Music is seriously the best thing we've ever achieved as humans.
I think this is a very interesting statement. I agree with you. I think that it's incredible that we've managed to create this thing where we can express different stories, different ideas, different emotions through song, through music. Like you can take a sad country song, it's expressing the story of, someone down in the dumps or through a breakup, and then you can go immediately over to, I don't know, probably pop, I don't know what it's called, but where you feel a sense of happiness, and and many of these songs are trying to give you a sense of or like telling you a story in a way. And in a lot of cases, it's those, the unique thing is that different songs can mean different things to different people.
Right.
I find that incredibly interesting.
Absolutely.
So Alex, what's on your Spotify rap, bro? Like obviously it's a little early, but like if you had to make a call, what's your top artist? What's your top song? What's your album?
100% it's John Mayer.
I mean,
love John
Mayer.
Mayer.
John Mayer's good.
Love
Mayer's
John
gas.
Mayer. 100% him. There's an album, probably his greatest album ever. It's live at the Nokia Theater, and it's called Where the Light Is. Phenomenal album. If you've never listened to it, please, I'm begging you, please listen to it. He's definitely number one. Probably the Arctic Monkeys.
Okay, you're an Arctic Monkey guy. Gotcha.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
Every white girl.
For sure, bro.
505.
It's got to be painful that people know the Arctic Monkeys by that song, though, right?
Right, and I feel like that's kind of their go-to song.
Yeah.
Or Do I Want to Know?
Oh boy!
Oh,
All right, we got
Vaughn
some
has
crowd.
an opinion.
Whoa, no,
Vaughn
no, no,
has
no,
an
come on,
opinion.
Whoa, chill
It's
out.
a
I'm
little
saying,
hurt.
Shocker! Somebody has an opinion over here.
Big personality.
Let's cheer up Vaughn. Nirvana.
Dead.
What?
I don't know.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't see people talking about Nirvana
Right.
a whole lot.
Okay.
No, not really.
Okay.
Alex,
No,
what were
Zeke.
the other ones?
No. Yeah. Okay. So you got Arctic Monkeys.
Okay,
You
so we
got
got
John
John
Mayer.
Mayer, we got the Arctic Monkeys. I'm gonna say probably Upper Room, the Christian band, which is weird because I used to really not like Christian music till I started playing it, and it took me a while to really find a Christian band that I like, because I felt like a lot of it was what's that word? Repetitious.
Yeah.
Repetition.
Yeah,
I felt like a
repetitious.
lot of it was
Over and over again.
over and over and over again. You're getting the same sound,
Right. Exactly.
and so that was something I really didn't like about it. I'm probably gonna say Justin Hurwitz. He is a modern jazz composer. He did the movie Whiplash, and he also did La La Land. He did Babylon. Great movies.
I
Great
still
stories.
haven't seen Babylon. I need to. I've heard a lot of terrible things about this movie,
You know,
and then I've heard.
I
Great
actually
things.
really enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed
Your reaction
the
tells me a
story.
lot because you were like, "Why personally
just-
really did actually shockingly sort of like okay.
Just because the movie is weird. The movie is really weird. So you have to go into it with this really open mind of even the first scene is just chaos. Absolute chaos. But
Gotcha.
it's great. But it's controlled chaos, so it's
Gotcha.
beautiful.
We got to I got to lock in on that. I need to rewatch First Man. That whole his whole videography or I'm tired. His whole catalog of movies is brilliant from what I've seen, so I just got to dive in there, but he's kind of on jail right now, right? Like because of Babylon cuz it bombed so badly. Like he's on kind of in director's jail. He hasn't really gotten approval for anything since.
To be honest, I don't follow him as a director, so I wouldn't know.
Gotcha. Yeah, no. So, I mean, I don't understand how you can just not give money to the guy who made La La Land and Whiplash and First Man, and you know what I mean? Like, just because he had one
Just
bomb.
Because I feel like we as consumers who go and watch movies, it tells a weird story where you kind of have to think. You have to think a little more.
Yeah.
And I feel like people don't like that.
Yeah.
People don't really like, I'm going to go watch a movie, but now I got a lot to think about instead of just being like spoon fed. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Here's what happened. Here's the moral of the story. And here's everything you need to know about
Yeah.
it.
You're describing. I mean, that's just Barbie. They want to watch their Barbies. Right?
True.
They want to go to the theater and watch their funny movies. That's like like you said, spoon feeding
Right,
morals and
right,
stuff to them
right.
and values and
Right.
kind of behind their back, and they just want to be entertained, right?
And I think the beautiful question of La La Land is, are they good people or bad people for choosing their career? Or do they succumb to the love that they both obviously know is there?
Yeah.
What do they choose? What would you choose? If you think, well, we even see at the end of the movie, they have this big, beautiful scene of what their life could have been.
If everything was if they were perfect, they would have been perfect.
Right.
Right. Yeah, no, that movie is such a thought-provoking one. And that's why I love it so much, is because it's a hard movie to watch. Like you can't just throw on.
Oh,
La La Land.
absolutely.
You don't get to do that. Like you can't. You have to sit there and I've watched it a few times in the last couple months, and each time it's just like almost a battle.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Wait,
Right.
so La La Land?
La La Land.
Wait, so the musical?
The musical is a hard movie to watch.
Really?
It is, seriously, it's an amazing movie that if you haven't watched, you need to watch it. It's so
Bryce,
so good.
You understand? I have shown you my favorite movie on.
I know.
You understand how rough I like how intense my movies are, right? And so when I like a musical, it's a good musical. For reference, I'm talking about Fight Club, right? We just had a conversation of this. This is not a great movie for Christians, but going into the La La Land, it's a completely different vibe than, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, and it's such a beautiful movie, dude. You got to watch this. I'm putting you guys on right now.
Okay.
I'm not going to spend this whole podcast talking about La La Land as much as I want to. We got time after that. But going back to your music. So, obviously you help lead worship for the church on Wednesdays and Sundays, right? So how does that go?
So it was really weird starting it because my whole worship career started at my old church, and my brother and I, we just learned how to play the guitar like maybe a couple months in.
Gotcha.
And they were like, "Hey guys, we're starting a band. Are you guys interested?" And we were like, "Yeah, let's do it." But we knew nothing.
Yeah.
We do nothing. So started learning. Playing in a band is weird because people are watching you and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I don't want to mess up." Like,
Right.
I really don't
Yeah.
want to mess up, but we learned so much. So coming to this church, whole different ballgame, because they have in-ear monitors. And in my
Mhm.
old church, that wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
It was simply, we're gonna play. We're just gonna play. There's
Right.
no track. There's no click in my ear.
Mhm.
So it was a lot of, we need to get our timing down.
Yeah.
Coming here, it was weird because I was like, okay, this is what they want me to play. This is what they're expecting me to play. But it still is so much more. It's still really hard
Mhm.
because now it's like, okay, play what they want you to play, but play it well. And in a way, make it your own.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So it was weird. And then when I started singing, I was like, okay, not much of a singer. I sing. Well, actually, I do world tours in my bathroom.
Yeah, that's
In my
really
bathroom, you know,
I'm
that was good.
fun fact, me and Prime Frank Ocean are like right there.
That's what I'm saying.
I say
like,
Prime Frank Ocean because he's dead now. He hasn't put an album out since 2016, and he's
He
never
hasn't
going
even
to.
gone out of his house since 2016.
But no, so when I went into singing, I was like, okay, this is weird. Never sang in front of people. I auditioned. To be honest, I thought my audition went terrible.
Mhm.
I was like, there's no way that she's going to let me get on
Yeah.
stage. And she was like, nope, let's do it. I see the potential in you. I know what you're capable of.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is awesome. So got on stage.
And you're talking about Christy Craver?
No, so Rachel Courtley.
Rachel. Okay,
So
gotcha.
she's the
Shout
one
out to
who-
Rachel.
Shout out to Rachel. She's the one who does the auditions. And like
Gotcha.
I said, I was so scared because I was like, this is Rachel. Like she
Right.
has the voice of an angel. Like she sings so well.
Right.
Now I gotta try to
You have to
impress her.
match that.
I have to try to impress her, to try to match her.
Mhm.
And so I did. Like I said, I thought it went terrible. But she let me on. She's been working with me and it's been great. It's so weird not playing on stage and just singing because I'm like, I don't like this. But
Yeah.
she's essentially she's pushing me out of my comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm like,
That's a
okay,
good thing.
now I'm getting to learn a whole nother instrument, which is my voice.
Right.
So
It's very interesting.
it's weird.
How is it playing the guitar and singing?
So that's hard because essentially I'm dividing my brain into two
Yeah.
of, okay, this is what I'm playing, especially when it's very intricate, when it's very music heavy, very guitar heavy, not just strumming chords. So when I'm singing, when I'm playing, I have to divide myself into two and be like, okay, my hands already know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Trust the hands. And then I can focus on the words.
Yeah.
And my pitch and my tone. But what I've learned is to just do it. Because there's really no better way for me to learn than to just do it.
Yeah.
But it is weird and it's very easy to get off. But it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've never played an instrument where my mouth is free. I've played the viola and then I played, of course, the recorder in elementary school.
Fire.
Hot cross buns.
Awesome.
Yeah, hot cross.
I think you
buns.
should sing for us, Zeke.
I am not doing that.
Please.
No,
Please. I'll buy you ice cream after.
you'll buy me ice cream.
I will buy you ice cream after. Lock in. Thinking about you, Frank Ocean, right now. Let's hear it.
I don't know, man. Hot.
Hot cross buns. Hot cross buns.
Voice of
I
an
don't.
angel.
I don't know the rest of that song.
That is definitely not the song. That is not thinking
What do you
about
want
you,
me to
Frank
sing?
I
Ocean
don't
at
think
all.
he's doing it right.
I'm not a singer, dude. I have the worst voice.
That's
It was
In
the
my
voice of an
head.
angel.
In
Yeah.
my head.
Well, I think that's the weirdest part is hearing yourself.
Yeah.
Is
oh no, totally.
you can sing and all this, but when you hear yourself, you're like, oh my gosh,
Mhm.
people listen to that. Like that, I sound terrible.
Mhm.
So it's always weird listening back to yourself. We did when we did the Rush conference video, Christy, Chad, and I recorded, and we were in the back, and Alex was playing the song, and he singled each of us out, and we just were like, ugh, this sounds terrible.
Mhm.
Like, do I always sound like that?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And I'm like, why do you guys let me on stage? Why do you guys put a mic in my hand?
Right.
Like, but people like it, I guess.
Would you, okay, if you could only do one, if you could only, belt out on stage, or if you could only play and you couldn't do both at the same time, which would you choose?
Play.
Just
I
to
would
play?
100% play.
I totally understand that.
100%. 100%.
That
And don't
was
get me wrong, like
Quick.
singers.
That was a quick reaction.
Right. And maybe it's because guitar is my first love.
Yeah.
Grew up doing it, and it's my passion.
Yeah.
Singing is great. Singing is amazing. It's so much fun. But if I had a choice, I would just play.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
Bryce, you should sing for us now.
No, I'm good.
We're making everybody do it.
No.
Yes.
I'm all right. Mm-mm.
Come on.
No,
Come on.
I'm good.
I'll find you a song for you.
What? No,
I'll find a
I'm
song
good.
for you, buddy. Come on.
I'm good.
I'll buy you ice
Not
cream after.
happening. Not happening. I'm not.
Let
I'm
me-
not punishing the internet with that.
let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys think, each of you, do you guys think you could play music?
Absolutely not. I don't think
Okay.
that I ever even when I was young, I had super bad hand-eye coordination. Like for me, I'm a really bad double tasker or whatever it's called. Like I really prefer focusing on one task at hand,
Right.
and not and I can't really do two. So for me, if I was up on stage in your shoes, and if I was being, if I was singing and I was playing an instrument, I couldn't do both. I would completely suck at it. And also, I'm really stiff, especially in my hands. So playing an instrument I don't think would go
Okay.
really well for me.
What about you, Graham?
I think if I gave myself the opportunity, I think I could. I think
Mhm.
I mean, I kind of want to. I would love to learn how to play piano. I would love to learn how to do that. I just full-time student and all this stuff going
No,
on.
no,
you know
no,
what
I
mean?
get
It's
it, I
just
get it.
I want to at some point. That is something I want to do.
Why,
I want to die knowing an instrument though.
why
Right,
the
right.
piano though? Is it because you're rich?
Okay. All right, cut. No, thank you, buddy. It's not because I'm rich. No, I think there's a certain amount of elegance to that instrument. And honestly, I think I would suck at the violin. So I think piano is the next option for me almost. And I think
For
there's
sure.
a lot of beautiful songs you can play. You can't play like there's just something about a piano, man. You can compose. and
No,
stuff like that.
100%.
I don't know. That's
100%.
just
What about you, Zeke?
Like I said, I played the viola until 8th grade. I quit that to work. I wanted to focus more on working, and it was really fun. I did really good. I even had lessons with the high school teacher, and she was like, "I want to put you on for the orchestra," but I kind of turned her down, and then I just stopped doing it. Kind of don't know why, but I don't know. But if I was to learn another instrument, I would say piano would be a good one. I would say electric guitar would be another fun one.
So I'd actually like to modify my answer just a bit.
no.
So okay,
No,
So-
solid. It's done.
I
Why
would
is it-
like to learn how to play an instrument. I don't think that I would ever be very good, but I would like.
So it's a
to have
confidence
that
issue.
skill. It's probably more of a confidence issue. I would like to learn an instrument, but I don't think that I would ever.
So
be
I have a question.
extremely Good.
Why don't you believe in yourself, Bryce?
Because I know myself, and I know that I just don't have that capability of that elegance in my fingers.
I'm gonna
and
ask you.
everything
I'm
like
gonna, I'm gonna ask you a quick question, bro. Do you think you're a creative person?
that. In some ways, yes.
How so? Talk to me about this.
I'm really good at writing down stories. I'm good at creating things in my mind, but I'm not great at expressing those ideas or that creativity out in the real world.
Gotcha.
He'll be a screenwriter one day.
I wanted to be a screenwriter for a little bit, but then I was like, I could not live in Hollywood.
Yeah, that's facts, bro.
I
Go
could
watch
not
La La
do it.
Land, bro. My homie Greg. No. So, but you think you're a creative person?
In some ways.
Are you afraid to create ever? Are you ever afraid to just sit down and do?
I mean, who isn't?
Zeke, you afraid to sit down and do?
I wouldn't really like to show people my drawings, but I like to draw. Sometimes I'm like,
Something I didn't know about you, bro.
sometimes I'm like, let's go make a Picasso painting, and I just go for it. I don't care if it looks good or bad. I've never drawn Picasso, but I've tried to learn to like draw cool stuff.
So how come you don't show it?
Just
How come you don't flex that? Because there's no way.
I
There's
like
no
doing
way.
it. I don't feel like others. Like I said, it's a confidence issue.
Gotcha.
You know.
Alex, guitar player over here, playing on stage all the time. Have you ever felt that area where you're afraid to create?
Absolutely. I feel like it happens when really you have no inspiration
Mhm.
and you kind of get into this rut of, what do I do?
Yeah.
You know, my career as a guitar player, it kind of, you get to an area where you plateau. Now I'm no John Mayer.
Yeah.
You know, I'm no big time guitarist, but you reach that stage where you're like, okay, I'm gonna plateau. You know, and what do I do with this? Do I learn more songs that I know I can do, or how do I push myself?
Yeah.
So what I did was I started to teach it. You know, so I started to teach music so that I could learn more about music,
Interesting.
and it skyrocketed. So if you ever think you're at this moment of, oh, I'm going to plateau, oh, I don't have the ability to create, teach.
That's a good outlook.
And actually, I love when people say like, oh, I could never play music, or, oh, I'm just not musically gifted. No, everyone is.
Yeah.
Because hypothetically, if I played a song on my phone right now, you would have an opinion, I would have an opinion, both you would have an opinion. And therefore, that is your musical compass to say, oh, I like how this sounds.
Yeah.
Or, no, I don't like how that sounds. Or, you know, it could be better. It's a musical compass that we all possess that literally shows us I could create music. Because I have an idea of what I like and what I don't like, and it's my voice, right? And then all you have to do is figure out, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. How do I go from here? You know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I'm going to open this question to the floor real quick. Do you think everybody is creative?
Yep. I think so.
Yes, but I think especially in today's world, I think that so many people are scared to like show that creativity, or are too I think that there's two extremes. There are the people who are too afraid to show their creativity and aren't being, true to themselves in that sense. They're afraid of like, trying to play music, trying to do art. And in reality, so they're kind of like blocking that part of them out. So they never build the skills that they could. And then there's the other extreme of some people taking it too far and and basically separating themselves because of their own uniqueness, because their own sense of creativity, and that can't be shared with anybody else.
I think those people's problem is they want to classify themselves as creative, but they don't actually want to create anything for the world. Right? So they want to style themselves differently, and they want to act different and apart from everybody else. Yet ultimately, what are they leaving behind? What are they creating?
Exactly. And I think that the most beautiful thing about creativity is how it brings people together. Like how different ideas, I'll say it, we just finished this whole election. There was a group of people who were creative enough to come up with this completely new idea of government that had never been seen
Yeah.
before on the face of this earth. So creativity should be for everybody.
Mhm.
Your creativity should be shared with everybody. And there's that extreme that's like, no, my creativity is all mine.
Yeah.
No one else can be as creative as me. I am my own sense of creativity. And that's not,
Those people are less creative than
yes,
somebody who would consider themselves not creative at all.
Yes.
I think, because how can you be creative without creating? And I'm gonna jump into that real quick. I'm gonna dive in. I'm gonna go on this little rant that I've been leading
do it.
myself
Let's
towards.
do it.
We're created in God's own image, right? Man is created God had created man, his own image, man and female, like they created them, right? I'm grossly mistranslating that verse, but I've also had a really long day of calculus, so give me a break on that one. But right, if we're created in God's image, well, does that mean we look like God? I would argue that there's not enough biblical evidence to support that God the Father looks anything like us. I would argue that's not what that was talking about. And that's just for me. And maybe I'm wrong. And there's going to be people who feel strongly about that. But that's not how I take it. I also take it. So, like, if we don't look, like, if that verse isn't saying you look identical to God, what does that mean? That's got to be like a personal level, right? Like, you have a quality that is aligned with your creator, right? That's what it has to be. I think that's the logical conclusion there. Is if you don't physically, like, because if Jesus obviously, Jesus is a man.
Mhm.
Jesus has humbled himself to take man's form, but Jesus humbled himself to get there, right? God is unhumbled. God the Father is unhumbled. He is in his form, and I don't think like we are. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we're there. And so if it means that it's not a physical quality and it's more of an emotional trait or a physical trait, then what is it? Is it what you look at all these animals, right? None of them were created in God's image. You can say intelligence, but let's look at the dolphins. Let's look at the chimpanzees. Let's look at all
Right.
these,
Right.
right? These, we have chimpanzees in zoos disconnected from the rest of the animal kingdom building hammers and stuff like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're seeing them go through a modern Stone Age, according to some archaeologists and zookeepers and such, right? And so if it's not intelligence, then you can launch into a bunch of different characteristics, but I think the only trait that humans have that no other creature does is creativity. I think, in essence, to be created in God's image is to be created the image of the ultimate creator, which means an ability to create yourself, and therefore a responsibility to, as we were talking about, to share that with the world, to leave a mark on the world, to leave an impact, to create beauty, to create music,
Right.
to create movies, to create whatever your niche is, to follow and to create that, to expand upon that. I think that's what it is to be made in God's image. But that's my opinion. Does anybody have any? Zeke, you got anything to add on that?
I would say creativity can be good, it can be bad. Depending on you can take a little pride in your work, but there can be some bad in that aspect too. But I would say a lot of people feel love with creativity. They like to share their creativity. They like to share their artwork. They like to share their music with others in a loving kind of way, I could say.
I think there's creativity in everything too.
Yeah.
I think every modern technological jump, every business venture, every, from the small to the big has creativity. There's a first at some point for everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
In those firsts, because we're a species built on firsts, there's a creative jump in each one.
Yeah, and creativity doesn't just we've been talking a lot about art and movies and music today. Creativity doesn't just end there. Creativity is anything that can make you you.
Right.
I would say, for example, let's look at Elon Musk. Created Tesla, Cybertruck,
I think, one of the
now
most
the Tesla robots.
you can argue none of those things are beautiful, but
But if we're gonna argue that, then what is beauty?
It's in the eye of the beholder, right?
Right. It's this idea of, well, I think that's same.
Ugly.
I'm gonna revert it back to music, but
That's your niche.
we
Go
could
for it,
we could listen to a song and Bryce could be like, that was a terrible song, and I'd be like, that was a great song, I loved it.
Right.
So I feel like when we talk about this idea of creativity, it is special to every single person.
Yeah.
However, I do think with this next generation, I think creativity is kind of not frowned upon, but it's limited because there's so many people who are like, well, if I'm gonna try to pick up and play guitar, or I'm gonna try to draw or do whatever, well, I can go on social media and see, well, they'd already do it better, so why even do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of discouragement where it doesn't need to be there, where I feel like it's our job as society to be like, hey, create, just create.
Yeah.
And it's probably gonna be bad first, but let's keep creating so you can get there. Instead of people just being like, well, I suck at it, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna quit.
Right.
You know?
I think we've built a culture of people thinking they're going to try something new and they're going to walk in and be like a prodigy.
Right.
They're going to
Right.
pick it up.
They're
and
gonna be the 1% who can just
they're
pick it up.
they're going to be the 0.01 that, you know, they didn't even know it till now, but look guys, I picked up a pen and I'm Picasso.
Right.
Like, you know, even Picasso, the man himself didn't pick up a pen and was Picasso, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so like having this, you know, this culture that's they see people immediately once they're successful, right? You see all these athletes, you see all these, you know, artists and directors. You don't know of them before they did it, till they made it, right? And so in your mind, they're an instant success and they were able to pick it up and do it. And you don't see all the stuff in the behind the scenes, right? And so when you have a culture and a society that's built towards that, when you can just kind of pick up and be like, all right, I'm going to try this new hobby and I'm going to be great at it and I'm going to be a prodigy. And if I'm not, it's not for me.
Right. If I'm not, well, then I just wasn't meant to do it.
Right.
What? Where do you get this idea that you're not meant to do it? You picked it up one time.
Right.
You know, I can say that because I did try to learn piano. I'm still trying to learn piano. But when I tried to pick up piano, I was like, well, I already play the guitar. This should be cake. And I failed so miserably bad that I was like, well, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
Just not going to do it. And I had that thought for like a couple of years. I was like, well, I'm just not meant to play the piano. No, it's not that. Because even when I picked up the guitar, I sucked.
Right.
I was so bad. I even wanted to quit. I was like, this isn't for me. I'm done. I quit.
I got a skateboard in my garage. You know how many times I've written that thing? Once. One time. And I decided it wasn't for me because I'm just not
You're
Tony
like,
Hawk.
well-
I didn't pick it up
You're
and
like, well,
I tried to kick flip, and it turns out you can't even stand on it without doing a kick flip or anything before you just. And I just decided it wasn't for me. Well, that doesn't make sense. Like,
no, it doesn't. It doesn't make sense. And it's once again, it's that idea of I'm not instantly good at it. I don't want to work for it. I'm just not going to do it.
right.
You know, every good thing comes because we work for it. Because I want to get good at guitar. I want to learn this song. I want to draw this beautiful portrait of what I see in my head. I want to do that.
Yeah.
You're not going to just do it the first try. That's crazy.
No, it's not gonna happen. I got a question for you.
So-
Do you write music?
I do. So writing music, something I'm very new to. I really wanted to get into writing music over the summer because for me, this summer was a very transformative summer about finding, you know, who am I? You know, went through a pretty big transition in my life. I was like, okay, let's, you know, this is a self journey about me. So when I went to write music, it's so weird because I was like, what do you write? What on
Right.
earth do you write? So I pieced together a couple lyrics, and what I did was I broke it down line by line, and I was like, this is how I have to do it. Just break it down line by line. Just build, okay, this line, this line, this line, this line. There's a verse. Great. Throw it away. And just constantly being like, what can I add? What can I take away? Because this whole quote unquote song, it sucks. It's just sentences. And I'm like, okay, I need to take this and throw it all away.
Yeah.
I did write a song. One, it was about my dog who passed away. Then another song was about a breakup that I was like, let's just write it. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
Wrote 2 songs. I'm still trying to write the guitar part for it. But it's like it's also so rewarding when you do kind of finish a song because you're like, oh, this is my baby.
Right.
This is literally my new baby.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's very difficult, but I know, okay, this is the first step is just to write a song, and then we'll go from there.
Mhm.
You know, it's great.
So what is the all right? And I'm especially curious about the guitar part of that. Like,
Okay.
how do you like write? Okay, do you like? Could you sit down with no guitar in sight and write a guitar part?
Absolutely, because so the way that my brain works is there's a song in my head constantly. There's a beat. There's something.
Yeah.
There's something in my head constantly going off. So if I'm sitting there and I'm like just working or doing nothing, I'm sitting there and I have a beat in my head. And then I can imagine like, okay, this is what I think would sound pretty cool. So if we do a couple chords, maybe it could be like more of a slowy, maybe a bit of a poppy song, or maybe even more country.
Yeah.
I can hear it in my head and I'm like, okay, I kind of like that. Now here comes the hard part is taking what's in here and putting it either on paper or playing it. Because more often than not, what's in my head, I can't play.
Mm.
Because it's so intricate.
Yeah.
Which is a weird word for it, but it is. It's just up in here. So when I approach writing the guitar part, what I typically do is I have this idea in my head, and I'm like, okay, this is what I want. This is my dream. I actually invite one of my other friends over. He and I are completely opposites in our style, and I love it because I can be able to throw him some ideas and be like, hey, what do you think of this or this? And he'll play it. He's a much better guitarist than I do. He's better than I am. And I'll throw some pieces to him and I'll be like, can you play this while I play this? And we'll do it. Meanwhile, I'm thinking, okay, is this what it sounds like in my head?
Mm.
And if it is, great. I've done that little piece of the puzzle where I can fit, okay, this is for the verse, this is the intro, or this is the pre-chorus, whatever it is. Great, I've completed that part. Now let's work on the next part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a process. It's a weird process. And I feel like if you ask any person who's ever wrote, whatever, who's ever created a song, their method is different because it's always different. But whatever works for you, you know?
Yeah.
That's great.
So how did your faith play in all that, man?
How what?
How did your faith play in all that? Because I mean, you started guitar, and then you were like, "All right, let's jump into a worship team," right? Like that's how that went.
Yeah.
That's basically the conversation.
Yeah.
Like how does your music and your faith, because they're obviously very
Right.
intertwined. What does that relationship look like?
So, one, it affects the music that I do listen to. And really, every time I sit down to play music or I want to do this music, I always give thanks. Because like I know that this ability that I have, I only have it because of you. And every time I play worship music, we'll be backstage and we'll be praying. And every time I'm like, you know what? I could totally make this about me and try to be flashy and try to do extra stuff. Just do a bunch of extra junk that I don't need to do.
Yeah.
And so every time we're backstage getting ready or they're praying, and I'll be sitting there, I'll be like, okay, God, just humble me.
Yeah.
You know, use my abilities, my talents, use them for you.
Mm.
You know, so I'm the one playing the instrument, but use me like an instrument. And like I said, it really affects the music that I do listen to. While I'm all for secular music and John Mayer, you know, I definitely be very cautious about what I do listen to because, you know, like I said, music is medicine. It can make you happy, it can make you sad. And I think that there is that part of music that can lead you to perhaps maybe a darker place where you're like feeling a little bit more sad.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, I'm going through this. Let me just listen to sad music.
Yeah.
I have a friend, she listens to a lot of sad music. I'm like, why do you listen to this all day? I'm like, this is bumming me out. And go
I'm
for
gonna
it.
interject real quick. So I'll be hanging out with my female friend. If you caught the last couple pods, you get where I'm talking about. But and I'll be hanging out with my girlfriend, and she'll just like randomly turn on like some of the most depressing breakup music I've ever heard in my life. It's like, oh yeah, I love this song. Like romantic, woo, like romantic homicide and stuff like that, right? And it's like, like, dude, we're in a happy, like, healthy
Right,
relationship together right now in this moment. Why are you turning on romantic homicide?
Right.
And for me, that song does not have great memories associated with it too.
Right.
But it's like, I don't understand people. Like, man, how do you start your day at 7 a.m. with Blonde by Frank Ocean? Like, you just didn't try.
No,
today.
you don't do that.
Like, yeah, you didn't try today to be happy. Like,
Well, I think it's what people use music as their comfort. I use music as my comfort.
yeah,
I
I mean, everybody. I mean,
Right,
I think
right.
everybody should at least.
Absolutely, I completely agree with you. We use it as a vice to capture our emotions. For me, every morning, I either listen to Christian music or jazz because one, I'll listen to Christian music because it gets me in the right headspace. It gets me into that, okay, I'm going to have this attitude of gratitude.
Yeah.
I'm going to go into this day with Christ. I'm going to go into it, I'm going to be upbeat. I'm going to be happy because, man, I get another day. I get to go to work and do this. So I'm going to listen to good music, or I'll listen to jazz because it makes me think. So, and then after that, I'll listen to some different music and whatnot. But I really think, if you want to get to know someone, ask them what music they listen to.
Yeah.
Every time I meet someone new, I'm like, put me onto a song right now. Put me onto the song that you can't get out of your head, because I feel like that can really say quite a bit.
What's your song right now? What's your audience? Tell the audience, what's your song in this moment? No phones. Don't pull any.
I'm gonna
don't try
say
you just gotta spit it out, bro.
I'm gonna say Vienna by Billy Joel.
Vienna by Billy Joel.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Great song. I think it tells a beautiful narrative. The whole idea of Vienna waits for you. Well, what is Vienna? What is your Vienna?
Yeah.
And I think it's just lyric wise, beautiful song. Even music wise, once again, beautiful. What about you?
Me, I'm gonna let you guys go first, unless you really want me. I have my answer. I have it ready.
I think you should go, Grant.
Okay. So I don't even listen to this song that much, but if you're talking about like what is
Right
in
now,
my head
right
right
now.
now, "Live Forever" by Oasis.
Okay.
I love that
Okay.
song.
What about you, Zeke?
Bass Boat by Zach Bryan. I don't even listen to country that much, and it was
Okay,
just fire.
okay. What about you?
Okay.
Well, I don't know because there's so many good options
Right now, what's in your head right now?
What's in my head right now?
It's
I gotta
Fiend.
go
It's
with.
Fiend. It's
Huh?
Fiend. It's
I don't even
Fiend,
know.
Bryce. It's Fiend.
I gotta go with "Come and Get Your Love" by Redbone. I love older music. I think that I have great memories attached to that. Great memories with families. It's a song that I listen to with friends a whole lot. For me, it's about the memories that I correlate with a song more often than what is actually in the song. For me, it's more about the memories. So I would say that is probably my favorite in this moment. But there are a lot of other great options.
Like
right,
Fiend.
right.
I don't
Shut
even
up,
know what that song is. But I'm actually more of I listen to a lot of country, a lot of George Strait, Zach Bryan, all those guys, Reba McEntire. Listen to a lot of that. So "Come and Get Your Love" is kind of an outlier for me, but it is a good song that I love listening to because of the memories.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Solid answer.
So
Will you sing "Come and Get Your Love" for us, Bryce?
no, I'm not doing that.
I'm gonna keep asking. I'll sing it with you.
No.
Come on, let's do a melody right now. Let's get it.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
That reluctant. Okay.
I've lost my phone, ladies and gentlemen. Zeke, let me borrow your phone real quick, bro.
Great one. That's a good joke, buddy. Where'd you
I-
drop it at, dude?
I like threw it under the table. Anyways.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let's
It's gone.
continue.
Oh no, we're not continuing. We're getting Bryce to sing his favorite
I
song.
don't want to sing.
I'm sure you have a good voice.
No, I
I'm
don't.
sure.
Somebody
Dude,
don't
I
have
listen to
Apple
myself.
Music.
I listen to myself on the microphone all the time, and I don't
Can you
understand how
can
anybody.
you can you sing ABC?
Well, yeah.
Okay, so you can
A,
sing.
B, C, D,
Okay,
E, F, G.
so you have this basic idea of what a melody sounds like, right?
I guess. Like I don't.
Yeah,
know.
I guess is right.
Come on, let's hear it.
No, no way.
Both of us.
Ah,
Bryce is getting
Start
the
it
ice
off.
cream tonight.
No, we're both starting it off at hey, all right?
okay.
Ready? I believe in you, buddy. I think everybody on this podcast should do this right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Right now.
Let's
All
do
right.
it, let's do it.
Everybody know the lyrics to the song?
No, I don't.
Save me.
No
It's,
way.
it's
I'll
a
jump along
it's
though.
hey hey.
You've heard the song.
I probably
you,
have.
you know it. You, it's just like
sure, dude.
With your,
For sure, dude.
with your head, baby, find it.
okay. Everybody in the mics, don't be shy, guys.
Hey, what's the matter with your hand and your
All right, close enough.
part.
I'd
That
have to
was-
see the lyrics. Bro.
That was a train wreck, but the first
Oh, it was
hey,
beautiful.
the first
It
hey
was
was
beautiful.
great. First hey was
That's all that mattered.
really
That's all that
good.
mattered.
Fine. Dang it.
Almost just-
I literally said that was my favorite song and I messed up. I was thinking ahead. I was thinking
You're
too
You
thinking
far
definitely
ahead.
were.
ahead.
Thinking
It's
too
all
far
good,
ahead.
man. It's
We
all
are
good.
lucky.
Can we cut that?
That out.
No.
Oh, that's got to stay in.
I told you I'm not good. I'm not good with music. I'm not musically. Anyway, let's get back on
Bro,
track.
bro, hey,
Let's
hang
get
hang
back
hang
on track.
Hang on. Did you just miss this man's whole speech about
You
this?
missed my entire speech about being music, about everyone can play music. I'm like that guy off of Ratatouille. Everyone could cook. Like,
Yeah,
everyone,
facts.
everyone can play music.
Bro, he's the chef. He's been cooking
All
this
right.
entire podcast.
All right.
and you're
Well,
not, just because you messed up a word. So,
Okay,
who
well,
cares?
let's
Who
con-
cares? No, no,
let's-
no. Who cares?
okay. Let's.
Are
Who
you-
cares? Who
yeah,
cares?
who cares?
I care.
Why?
Anyway,
Oh, why?
it doesn't matter.
Did you have fun doing it?
No.
Yes, you did.
I had a lot.
I want to
of
hear
fun.
I
Bryce.
had fun.
I want to hear Bryce rap to Nicki Minaj.
Okay.
Anyway,
On that note,
so
Jesus.
Alex, I kind of have one last question for
What's
you.
up?
So, take. What the heck is wrong with you guys? Anyway, so music is a big part of your life,
Right.
and also being in the church, being religious, having that relationship with Jesus. How do you take both of those and kind of put them together in your life and take it outside of the church? Like, how does it impact you on a day-to-day basis where you might not be at Hillsyth?
So like I said, it affects the music I do listen to. I listen to a lot of music, like a lot. But there's also a lot of music that I don't listen to, simply because I know the power of music. I know as a Christian, I shouldn't be consuming this. So I don't like to listen to songs that are degrading women. I don't like to listen to songs that just have this bad message of hate and violence and just give that bad message. I don't understand that kind of music. It is what it is. They're making that music because they want to make it. But I just, as a Christian, I'm like, I'm not going to put that in my ears. There's even a couple artists who do certain things that I'm like, I'm not going to listen to your music. Simply because of my beliefs. I'm a Christian. You're doing these certain actions. I'm not going to listen to that music. It just, sometimes that bullet that I got to bite.
No, that's totally fair. That's
Right.
completely understandable. And I think at some point in our lives, and I think this should happen pretty regularly, as Christians, we got to find things that we can and cannot consume and know ourselves. Like, okay, this is something I don't want to be taking in, whether it's,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right.
Okay, I got a little personal one. Go back to music. In the 6th grade, I was massively into the early Eminem albums.
Okay.
This is like, you talk about all those things that you just mentioned, and
Okay.
that is that in
Right,
song
right,
form.
right.
I don't know if you know anything I'm talking about. Like if you've listened to any of those, don't.
Okay.
You shouldn't, right? It is, and especially at this point, like the artist himself was trying to be and say the most crude and unnecessary
Right.
things he possibly could in order to launch himself, and it worked successfully. But in order to create controversy and launch himself into that stardom, but like, you know, listening to that stuff exclusively as a little sixth grader messed with my head, man. Like it really, really messed with my mental health. And so that's something to this day, I draw the line on early Eminem.
Right.
I just won't,
Right.
I won't touch it because it's one of those things that's, like has messed with me so much and has caused me to stray from my faith and stray from, just healthy habits, faith wise. I feel like as a Christian, there's certain, whether it's movies or music or, just certain things that we're going to have to come in and we're going to have to diet on, right? Just like a marathon runner probably isn't going to eat Big Macs on the regular, right? You just don't do that, right? As Christians, we have to find our diet too. What are we choosing not to consume, to allow ourselves to stay in good Christian shape to finish this race that have been appointed onto us? Zeke, you got something?
Yeah, we were talking about this on the last episode with movies too.
Yeah.
It's like if it's negatively influencing you, if it doesn't feel right to you, don't do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I agree. I mean, there's a lot of secular music I like, and there's some that I just can't listen to. There's some that will bring back bad habits, like mostly just like cussing. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
I'll get into a bad habit of cussing again because of just so many cuss words in a song or something.
Right.
So I'm like, I can't indulge myself into that. So
Well-
I shift my genre. I shift out of that genre for a bit, and
Well, I also think it's kind of the mindset that comes with it.
yeah,
If I'm listening to certain songs, I'm gonna feel a certain way,
Right.
and I'm
Mhm.
gonna feel like I'm too good. Nothing can touch me.
I-
So I'm gonna talk a certain way. I'm gonna conduct
Yeah.
myself a certain
Right.
way because of the music I've been influenced by.
I'm gonna jump onto that. I made a discovery about this exact thing last week. I had gotten into an argument with somebody, with my girlfriend, and I threw on the new Future album. It was a very, very tiny, tiny argument over something stupid, and I needed to get away and take a shower and cool down. And instead, while I'm in the shower, I'm bumping Future. Terrible idea, guys. terrible, terrible idea. If you want a healthy relationship, talk about disrespecting women, and you talk about keeping yourself on, not allowing your ego to indulge, and
Right.
not allowing those things. Like that is what that is in song form.
Right.
Is disrespect and narcissism, and like it made I had to like stop that. I had to get on and like calm myself down way more and be like, listen, I'm so sorry. And I like told her, I'm like, hey, I listened to these songs. These made me feel a certain way. I'm no longer going to be listening to these things while I'm have any sort of controversy with you,
Right.
because I cannot allow myself to indulge in those things,
Right.
because it hurts the people around me.
And I think that because we're Christian, because we have these higher beliefs, higher morals, we call ourselves to a higher standard of this is what I should be listening to.
Yeah.
This is what I should not be listening to because this is going to hurt me. This is going to make me think certain ways, talk certain ways, or do certain things because the song's cool.
Yeah.
And people like to minimize that effect and think, oh, well, music can't make you do that. I would argue the latter.
Oh, definitely.
Graham's story, perfect example. And I think a lot of people struggle with that of, I listen to this music. Why do I feel this certain way? I listen to sad music all the time. Why am I so sad? Change the music.
Yeah.
Change what you're doing about the music you listen to and let the music speak. Let the music speak life. Or even if you're not Christian, just listen to just good music. Listen
Yeah.
to good
Yeah.
vibes. Like there doesn't have to be this idea of I'm gonna only listen to this really sad music and then just be sad.
Yeah.
that's like counterintuitive.
Right.
No, and it is just really interesting to see how different songs impact us. Like how, like you can really see how your mood can shift based on the songs that you're listening to. Like me and my friends will listen to. We went to Durango 2 days ago. I took my two best friends. We went up to Durango.
I didn't go with you.
Okay, two best school friends.
No, two best friends. You're good. Go ahead.
Anyway,
You're not on my list either. Don't worry about it. All right, keep going.
we drove up to Durango, and the entire way up there and the entire way back, we were listening to music that we all love, that are good vibes, just belting it in the car together. And when I got out of the car, it was like I just felt great. Like I felt really joyful. Like, yeah, and those songs had an impact, not just because those songs are happy, but because of how it impacted me and how it impacted the people around me, and how that kind of shaped the mood. But if I were to go and listen to, I don't know, one of the many sad country songs, I'm gonna feel a little bit. I'm probably gonna be a little bit more upset.
A little
when I
bit
got
of
out
an
the car.
alcoholic, yeah.
Not an
I feel-
alcoholic.
I-
Not an
I'm
alcoholic.
sorry, Bryce. Sorry.
Anyway, or it doesn't even, not even country, but just a song like that, a song that has more of a depressing undertone,
Right.
is going to impact how your
Yeah.
outlook for the next little bit.
You listen to Hurt by Johnny Cash. You're not gonna walk out like super.
Just walk out
gleeful.
like,
yeah,
what is life?
yeah,
What even what is the meaning of this?
yeah. You don't walk out
Like-
just be like, yeah, it's a good day, man. We're just listening to Hurt by Johnny Cash. Like, no, man.
No,
That's like
you-
you're
like,
going
you're-
through something, dude.
You are hurt.
Yeah, yeah,
Like-
exactly, exactly.
No, but this whole what we're talking about kind of it goes into this other philosophy that I have about how we conduct our lives is, based on evidence.
Yeah.
And if the evidence is showing me, well, I listen to this kind of music daily and I feel this certain way, maybe I should change something. Maybe I should do something different, solely based on evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you guys got any final remarks?
No.
Alex, what do you want
to jazz?
Okay, what do you want to
Listen
say
to
to the
jazz, okay.
besides listening to jazz? What do you want to say
Okay.
to the children right now?
Say to the children right now, I would say, it says in the Bible to draw near to the Lord and he will draw near to you. So I'm going to just say whatever you're feeling right now, whether it's happy, sad, whatever it is, take a moment and just ponder, am I drawing to God? Or what am I doing? Who am I letting sit on the throne of my heart? As we listened to on
Yeah.
Wednesday, draw near to the Lord and he will draw near to you. And when you really put your faith in God, when you really are like, I trust you with everything, there will be a tangible difference.
Yeah.
So draw near to the Lord.
Absolutely. You heard the man. It's my boy Alex. Listen to jazz.
Listen to jazz.
Listen
Come
to
on.
jazz.
Come on, yeah, there we go.
Listen to jazz. Listen to jazz, kids.
Listen to jazz.
Jazz.
Woo, jazz.
Please.
Okay. All right.
please.
All right.
All right. See y'all next time.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thanks for watching the Hills Youth Podcast. Make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and share. Do all the things. Go follow. You got socials you want them to follow you on or no? You off of that life?
I have social media. I don't have it on my phone, but I do have Instagram. I don't remember my handle.
Hey, you know what? That's a good problem to have.
I've
That is
been
a
off
great
it.
problem to have. We'll tag them in the description.
Right.
You know how it is. It's been Alex. Good to catch y'all. See you next time.